All right. Hello, Dr. Peggy Swigart. Hopefully, I said that correctly. If not, I do apologize. My name is Jeremiah Rowe. It is nice to finally meet you, other than just through, uh, you know, online emails and such. And although this might be our last class for now together, I just want to say thank you very much for everything and the patience that you've had with me. But let's jump right into this. I don't want to take up more time of yours than we need to. And again, forgive me of my appearance. I have not had any time to really even clean up or anything. It's 10:30 at night, and I'm just trying to get my work done before I have to wake up in the morning. All right, let's jump right into this. Okay. Uh, Module 4 case. We're talking about if you had the interview and they asked you to discuss a situation with conflict and how you handled it. So, let's start off with my name is Jeremiah Rowe. Relevant experience to this, I have been a general manager at a brewery for 3.5 years, a general manager for two different restaurant chains, one being Ruby Tuesday, another one being Golden Corral, and I am currently now finally my own boss and part owner of a 1920s Prohibition era uh, cocktail lounge with gaming, which is gambling, just like at casinos. We have a small area with six of them. So with that being said, I have dealt with a lot of personalities and situations, and I'm going to give you the worst one that I ever had in my entire life. Uh, so let's go ahead and start right into that. The description of the involvement that I had with this case at hand was I was the general manager at the time, and I had two young ladies. Both were underage, 17 years old. They both worked for me as servers, and it was in the time of Black Lives Matter when all that was going on. And I don't want to get political by any means, but anyways, and they happened to make a post on social media on Facebook about one of our customers, who's a very sweet man, but he is a black man, and they said that he deserved to be hung because he was standing up for white business owners, and that as a black man, that was just wrong. These are two little white girls that were saying this, by the way. Now, that again, race doesn't matter, but um, so yeah, it was very, very disconcerting and disheartening when the gentleman, who I'm not going to use his first name, I'll use his last name, Jackson, came in and told me about the incident and showed me on his phone what it was, and thousands of people are commenting on it, and it's just like really, really upset him. So I took the two females aside and showed it to them, and they did not care. They stood 1,000,000% by what they said, and I terminated them. And they said they were going to sue us, and it was wrongful termination. And in Illinois, we are at a at will of employment state, so they just don't understand the laws of it. Uh, but yeah, it was a very big thing. We had to once we terminated them, we had to make a huge statement online through our social media for our business, saying this is why we relieve them and that we don't stand for anything of that sort. We're all military veterans at the brewery. We all believe that everyone should love everyone, and we're just not going to put up with that. And we did get a good reaction to an extent. We also got bad reactions to extents. Yeah. So that's going off number two there, the name of the party situation, the actions taken to resolve the conflict, and what were the reactions to my actions and what were the results. So let's talk about that final one there of number two. What were the reactions to my actions and what were the results? Both the females were fired. Uh, Horrible social media about any bad advertisement can also be good advertisement. We did get beyond busy. We had over 30,000 some comments on the situation of it. It was horrible for myself and for my life in the world outside of work. Those young ladies, one of them actually gave my name, phone number, and address out on Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that, and told people this is where I live and people should come by and egg my house and slash my tires and yada 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 yada. Um, I now have 5 cameras on my house and more renter's insurance than I ever had before. And that's perfectly fine. Some things you deal with, it does happen. With that, we end up going to an attorney. It was public defacement, social media harassment, and I forget what the other thing was. But we went and talked to their parents and talked to them and let them know that was all going to be happening if they didn't pull everything down. They finally did pull everything down, and we decided not to press charges. As upset as I was, I don't want to ruin some kid's life because they're not thinking. Anyways, not to throw you off track there, but number 3, what was the outcome of the situation? Was it resolved? We sort of covered that in the last one, but seeing the outcome, would I have handled the situation differently? Absolutely not. I would have handled it the exact same way. Would have terminated them. If anything, I would have said less words to them. I would have said, I can't believe you did this. Please leave my establishment. If you have anything you want to talk to me about, you'll have to take up with an attorney or law. That's what I would have done differently. I would have done less words and said, this is the reason you're terminated and gone. I had them sign papers for everything. Yeah, I really wouldn't change too much about what I did. The actions if you're faced with the same situation in the future. Number 3, that last one there. If you're faced with that same situation in the future, I hope I never am, because that was a stressful 4 to 6 months. It was absolutely horrible for myself, for my wife, for the business I was managing, for those 2 girls, for Jackson. It was just horrible for everyone. So I hope I never have to. But if I am ever faced with that same situation, I would probably immediately get an attorney involved before I make the actions, and I might even hire an attorney to help me with it. There was just so many gaps and loopholes with everything from the last experience, which I'll get into that in the last question here, that I sort of added in. How can we prevent it in the future? And I have social media clause and detailed employee handbook, and that was actually from Taylor Law Offices that I went through all of it. In our employee handbook, we didn't have any kind of social media clause. We had not one thing saying you could not do this, you can't post this, you can't slander our name. We didn't have anything like that. So I would, if I would have had that, it would have made it extremely easy that once those girls posted something negative like that towards a customer, I can easily say, hey, we had a social media clause that you signed saying that you can't do that, you're terminated. Again, we were at an at-will state, so it did make it to where I could still do that. But yeah, I would definitely, social media clause in the business I have now, we definitely have one. But yeah, that would be the biggest thing that would help prevent it. You're not going to be able to change human nature and help what people believe, but you can definitely make sure that your employees are signing the handbook and that they understand what they are allowed to and what they are not allowed to do and what could lead up to termination. And yeah. All right. Well, I won't take up any more of your time there. I use 3 different references, just the videos of watching that we needed to watch before we do this class. Thank you very much for your time. And Dr. Swigart, I hope you have a lovely, lovely month. Take care.